Kia ora, welcome to the briefing for the World Masters Games Auckland, New Zealand on Saturday the 29th of April 2017. Your technical team for this event are ITU Technical Delegate Frank Stapleton from Australia, ITU Race Referee Claire Hannon, New Zealand. The competition jury is Frank Stapleton, TD Chair, Terry Sheldrake, ITU Executive Board Member, and Chanel Barrett, your Race Director. Here are your key times. Friday from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. That's 1500 to 1900. It's compulsory registration and bike check-in. Athletes are also advised to review the event guide. Please go to World Masters Games 2017 Triathlon Sports Information Guide. Please open it and read carefully. Saturday, 6:30 a.m. transition opens. 7:15 a.m. transition closes for standard distance. 7:30 a.m. standard distance waves start. 8:05 a.m. standard distance teams start. 8:15 a.m. sprint para sports start. 10 a.m. sprint distance draft legal men start. 10:17 a.m. sprint distance draft legal teams start. 10:30 a.m. sprint distance draft legal women start. And 12 o'clock approximately, transition will open when the last sprint athlete has started the run. Para-triathlon notes. Athletes, guides and handlers must register together. Swim caps will be issued during registration and any detailed updates will be given then by technical delegates or race referee. All para-triathletes will start together. Pre-transition and transition will be monitored by technical officials. Guides must be the same gender as the athlete. The swim start will be an in-water start. Guides must be tethered during the swim and run. The swim course. The standard distance race is 1500 metres, which consists of 2 laps. Sprint distance and para-triathlon is 750 metres, which consists of 1 lap. Para-triathlon athletes will have an in-water start. The average water temperature is 18 degrees Celsius, so therefore wetsuits will be optional and if combined with cold ambient air temps may become mandatory. If you need help, please raise one arm above your head and the lifeguards will come to your assistance. Please ensure that you start in the correct wave and you must wear the event swim cap on the outside of any other cap that you want to wear. The standard distance swim course is 2 laps. You will have a beach start with an anti-clockwise swim. After 750 metres, you'll exit the water, run around the beach marker and re-enter the water for the second lap. The sprint distance and para-triathlon swim course is 1 lap of 750 metres. A deep water start with an anti-clockwise swim. Transition flow from swim to bike. You'll run out of the water and head into transition. Teams. Please note the team tag area for the swim to bike is just prior to entering transition. Transition rules. All the bike racks have been numbered and you must rack your bike in your numbered spot. Your helmet must be fastened before you remove your bike from the bike rack and remain fastened until your bike is returned back and re-racked after you have finished your ride. There is to be no riding in transition. Please push your bike out of the exit and pass the green mount line before you get on your bike. Remember when you have finished your ride to get off your bike before the red dismount line. Team cyclists will tag their swimmer and transfer the timing chip, then go to the bike and proceed to cycle mount line. Only race equipment can be in transition. Do not leave any boxes or large bags in transition. Take everything else out and leave it at the bag drop area. Note that you will not be able to access the transition after you finish until all athletes have completed transition. This will be around about 12:20 p.m. The bike course. The roads have restricted closure. Please be aware of event and emergency road users and steep inclines, declines and off-camber corners. All events will use a similar out and back course, with the standard distance event riding 4 laps of the 9.5 kilometre course, the sprint and para-triathlon distance event riding 2 laps of the 9.5 kilometre course. Standard distance cycle course is a total of 38 kilometres. After leaving transition, you'll head out of transition, then into Tamaki Drive. Turn left up Long Drive and return onto Tamaki Drive. Follow Tamaki Drive until Hapamani Street, turn left and climb up to the roundabout. Then return downhill, then left back into Tamaki Drive to the U-turn, return east on Tamaki Drive to transition, where you will repeat for 3 more laps. At the end of the 4th lap, you will dismount and push your bike to transition to re-rack and start the run. Sprint distance and para-triathlon cycle course, a total of 19 kilometres. Same course as standard distance, but only 2 laps. Cycle rules. Number bibs must be worn on the bike and the run. You must obey all normal road rules during the bike section. We stress that you must keep left always and under no circumstances cross the centre line. Crossing the centre line will result in immediate disqualification. You must never pass on their left, always pass on the right. Failing to keep as far left as practical will place yourself at risk of receiving a blocking penalty if you prevent someone behind you from safely passing you. The draft zone is 10 metres long by 3 metres wide, measured from the front wheel of the leading bike to your front wheel. You have 20 seconds to pass through the draft zone of a cyclist in front of you. Once you enter the draft zone, you must complete the pass. If you receive a blocking or drafting penalty during the bike, a technical official will get your attention by blowing a whistle and calling your number. You'll be shown a card and issued a penalty. The official will advise you, and you will need to proceed to the next penalty box to serve a penalty time. The penalty box official will inform you when you can continue. The drafting penalties are: standard distance is 2 minutes, para-triathlon 1 minute. A second drafting penalty will result in disqualification. The sprint event is draft legal, so this does not apply, but drafting of a different gender can result in a disqualification. No drafting of any vehicles. Transition flow, bike to run. You will dismount before the red dismount line, then push your bike into transition and rack your bike before you remove your helmet. Teams must rack your bike before you tag your team member in the team tag area near the run exit, and then transfer the timing chip to your runner. Team cyclists' helmets must stay on. You'll head out by the run exit sign onto the run course. Run course. The run course for the standard and sprint distance are the same. Standard distance will run 2 laps for a total of 10 kilometres. Sprint and para-triathlon will run 1 lap for a total of 5 kilometres. Standard distance run. After leaving transition, you'll head along Goldie Street, turn right into Tamaki Drive, which leads to Cliff Road towards Glover Park, following the course in an anti-clockwise direction back onto Glover Road, right into Springham Road, making a loop to return to Cliff Road and Tamaki Drive, left into transition for a second lap. Sprint distance and para-triathlon run, same course as standard, but only 1 lap, then head up the finish straight. There will be 2 aid stations on the course, which you pass twice, so a total of 4 in 5 kilometres. Run rules. Triathlon is an individual sport. You must not accept any outside assistance during the run section. This includes either discarding equipment to supporters or taking anything from a supporter, such as additional race equipment or nutrition. You cannot be paced or accompanied during the run by coaches or supporters. Music players or communication devices are forbidden. ITU rules require that you wear a top always during the run. Team information. There is a team tag box located inside transition at the swim entry. You will tag your team member inside this box. For the run sector, the tag area is at the run exit area. You must swap the timing chip each time you tag. Cyclists, you may have your bike shoes and helmet on when you are in the team tag box. Cyclists, you must rack your bike prior to going to the run team tag area after you have finished the bike. Remember that you need to leave your helmet fastened until you have racked your bike. Protests. If you wish to lodge a protest or discuss a penalty that you've received on course, you need to speak with the race referee, who will be available in the finish area. Drafting penalties are not contestable. Failing to serve a penalty will result in a disqualification. This decision cannot be appealed. Note that protests must be lodged within 30 minutes of you finishing the race. Other information. Remember that the road vehicle access is restricted, but there may be event and emergency vehicles. There are steep declines on the cycle course. It is advised that you descend carefully whilst braking for safety reasons. If you require assistance at any time during the race, please see one of the marshals who will be able to assist you. If you decide to withdraw from the event, you must ensure that you advise event personnel as soon as possible. Head back to transition so we can be sure you're okay and return your timing chip. Prize giving will be held soon after the last person has finished, which should be around 2:30 p.m. We would like to thank all our volunteer officials, course marshals, and our sponsors who have made this event possible. Good luck. We hope you have a great race, and we look forward to seeing you at the finish line.